The Watchful Eyes. In the heart of the dense, ancient forest, a small village sat nestled against the mountains, shrouded in an eerie silence that cloaked it like a thick fog. The village, known as Eldergrove, was home to a peculiar legend that had been whispered among its residents for generations. Every year, as the chill of autumn began to bite, villagers spoke of an unseen presence that roamed the woods. They called it the Watchful Eyes. According to the tales, the entity would choose one person to follow, observing them until the first frost, then vanish without a trace. No one knew why it chose certain individuals, but once marked, the chosen felt its gaze, an unsettling weight that pressed against their very soul. One such autumn, a young woman named Elara found herself under the gaze of the Watchful Eyes. She had been gathering firewood at the forest's edge when she felt a piercing chill, though the air was still. Her skin prickled as if hundreds of eyes were upon her. The feeling of being watched was so intense that she dropped her basket of wood and fled home, her heart pounding in her chest. That evening, Elara sat by the fire, desperately trying to shake off the sensation of being observed. The flames danced, casting flickering shadows across the room, but the warmth did little to comfort her. She glanced nervously at the darkened windows, half expecting to see something staring back at her. As the days passed, Elara grew more and more uneasy. She felt the presence everywhere, in her dreams, in the rustle of leaves, in the sudden, inexplicable gusts of wind. Despite her fear, she refused to mention it to anyone, hoping that ignoring it would make it disappear. One moonless night, unable to bear the oppressive fear any longer, Elara decided to confront her invisible stalker. Bundling herself in a thick cloak, she stepped out into the biting cold and headed towards the forest. The trees loomed ominously, their bare branches like skeletal fingers reaching for the sky. Elara stood at the forest's edge, her breath visible in the frigid air. "I know you're there," she called out, her voice trembling. "Show yourself." For a moment, there was only silence, as if the world itself was holding its breath. Then, from the darkness, came a soft, echoing sigh. It was neither menacing nor comforting, but it filled Elara with a profound sadness. The feeling of being watched intensified, and she realized the Watchful Eyes were not malicious but mournful, a lonely presence yearning for recognition. With a mixture of fear and compassion, Elara whispered, "I see you." And just like that, the presence lifted. The suffocating weight of the gaze vanished, replaced by an unexpected sense of peace. The forest seemed to exhale, the leaves rustling gently in approval. Elara returned home, feeling lighter than she had in weeks. The legend of the Watchful Eyes lived on, but that year, the village of Eldergrove knew that sometimes, the unseen simply wished to be acknowledged. And in acknowledging him, one could find both understanding and release.